All right, so I'm going to just give you a quick overview of 1.10 Finale Notepad assignment. So here you are logged into the main section of the class, for Mr. England's class at least. You're going to go ahead, you're going to go to Content. Plan would work too, but I'll show you. It's in Content Week 2, and then 1.10 Composition. Here's your assignment Dropbox, and here's the Word document you're going to want to download. So you just click that bad boy, and it's going to load up for you. So I have it pulled up already for you, and here it is. This is the instructions of the Finale Notepad graded assignment. So you'll see there's a bunch of pages, and there's a lot of pages because it walks you through exactly how to do each step. So I'm just scrolling quickly so you can get an idea. Some of you will have a part 2 reflection questions, so go ahead and fill that out. So you'll need to turn in 2 things. First, the Finale assignment, and second, the reflection questions. So let's go back up here. You're going to read the composition assignment. You're going to read this paragraph, okay? And then you're going to just start following the instructions. And I'm telling you, just go step by step, and you're going to get there. So I'm going to go through this real fast because you can read how to set it up. So if you ever get to this screen that says, serial number, click Remind Me Later, boom. Title is going to be Mystery Tune. Composer is your name. And then what's it say? It tells you to click Landscape, click Next. You're going to pick Keyboards, Piano, Add, Next. I'm going pretty fast, but again, follow the instructions and you're going to get there. 4/4, C major. Those are the standards. That's step 3. And then you're going to click Finish. And there you go. Now you have your assignment ready to go. Mine may look a little bit differently because I'm on a Mac, but that's okay. All the tools are still the same. Yours are just going to be across the top up here. Okay, so let's go back to Finale Notepad. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Page 2 and page 3 are going to be really helpful for you to refer to. I would even say print them out. And if you print them out, then you're going to be able to look at them as you go through this assignment. But it tells you what each tool does. So eighth note tool, quarter note tool, half note, on. And then there's more, on and on and on. And it tells you, if you can't see those tools, how to get there. And then here's an important one. We learned today, which is the 6th of September, how to read music or how to figure out where notes are. But this assignment is super nice because it gives you a grand staff. Remember, this top part up here is the treble clef. That's what this little guy means. And this part down here is the bass clef. And that's going to be important when you start putting your notes in, that you don't start putting notes in the wrong clef. All right, so it says start writing some music, entering the notes on, here it is, the treble clef. Okay, so select the quarter note tool. You'll need to select the treble clef to place your first note, which will be purple until you finalize it. All right, you can place a note using 3 different methods. You ready for this? So quarter note tool, here's a cool thing too. If you don't want to go back to the instructions, you can hover over each tool and it will tell you what it does. So there it is, quarter note tool. And you see it put the purple note right there on the music ready for me. So once the purple note is there, it says you can move your arrows up and down, and that will move your note to where it needs to go to. Okay. You can click on the staff and drag the note up and down. And you can hear the note moving up and down, which is pretty cool. Or you could just click on there somewhere and then put it right where you need it. So there's the first G. It says to put a second G right to the right of it. Okay. I think we talked briefly about this, but each of these boxes are measures, right? And that's where the music is going to go. And that's how our music is broken up over here in the instructions, right? So move all this stuff over for you. Measure 1. That's this first box right here. We're in measure 1 of the treble clef. All right, so it says enter then a quarter note on middle C line. Well, let's go back up here. We're in the treble clef. Middle C is this first ledger line below. And if you make a mistake, you can just highlight the note in purple by going left and right and hitting delete. So it says put two C's in there, and then you're going to enter two G's. So it says, it sums it up right here. You should have four quarter notes in this measure. C, C, G, G. And we got that. C, C, G, G. Measure 2. That's this second box right here. Enter two quarter notes in the A space, second space from the bottom of the treble clef. Here's the first space, and I'm going to move it up to the second space. There it is, A. I'm going to hit the right arrow. It's going to put another note there for me. Good to go. And then it says select a half note. Whoops. And we're going to select a half note and enter it on the G line, which is the second line. There you go. So now it says you should have a quarter note, two quarter notes, and one half note, A, and G. So let's listen to it. You can press the play button. There you go. You're beginning to write your own music. Let's do a couple more measures. I'm going to go pretty fast here. Measure 3, quarter note tool, two quarter notes in the F space, two in the E line, and then measure 4, two D's, and a C. And so let's listen to it so far. Good. So the song should start might start to seem familiar. Okay, so that's the first four measures. So I'm going to skip over 5, 6, and we're going to move to measure 1 for part 7. We're going to start adding chords in the bass clef. Select the whole note tool. Boom. Okay. And we're going to add a whole note on the C line below middle C, second space up from the bass clef, and then enter a whole note in the E space, the third space up from the bass clef. The E should be stacked right on top. So if you try to click off to the side, it's not going to work. If you go right on top, and then you're going to add a G, you'll be able to stack the notes. It looks like a little snowman. So now we have a chord. We have okay, the next chord we're going to add in measure 2 is the half notes. We're going to select F, A, C, and it tells you exactly where to do that and where they're located at in the bass clef. Now I want to show you this tool, this cool trick. Select the selection tool. This is in measure 3. You're going to select and click on measure 2, so it's green. You're going to drag it over. Boom, there it goes. Don't move it over here, so part of this black box is in a different measure. We want it all around that third measure and release. There you go. Now you've just copied and pasted another measure. Okay, now we're going into measure 4. It says to put a half note on the G line, the B line, and the D line. And then we're going to put it on the C line. There you go. Now you're on your way to making the complete mystery tune, which I hope you've recognized by now. But if you haven't, that's okay. So I'm going to finish this off real fast, and then we'll get to see what it looks like at the end. All right? Okay, so let's hear it. Not bad. So this is what your final composition should look like. It's what it should sound like. Hopefully you figured out what the mystery tune is. Follow the directions exactly how they're laid out in the document. And if you go along and you mess up, remember you can always press Control Z to undo. All right? Or there's always the eraser tool. But I hope this helps you out in some way. Good luck.